My core element in my paintings is actually woman, and I'm focusing on the Perling era where I feel like the woman role is not highlighted properly. It's always the man and what they do and how they go to the sea. So I'm just highlighting them because I feel like they have a very important role and part being left behind, doing everything in the village. So I'm trying to highlight it in a modern, traditional way, so it can be appealing for all ages. It's not a must. Actually, what's happening these days, especially the NFT market and people, it's booming and people are going towards NFTs more. What's happening now, the traditional artists, they're just converting their artwork into digital, which is just taking a high-res photo with some adjustments to it. So they don't have to leave their ways, which is the traditional ways, so they can be a digital artist. Digital artist is, to me, is something different. It's working from scratch on digital artwork. To me, product design and creating art are totally different. The type of artwork, the type of patterns, theme is totally different than my work in the studio. So I am separating these two now. The product design and the shop, I'm doing it for a financial and commercial needs. But the studio time, it's more of an expression of my feelings, expression of artworks, trying to, it's a totally different, two different things. Environmentally friendly paints or acrylics, I did not work with those. I don't know if they exist, to be honest, but I'm trying my best to be environmentally friendly. When I used to paint with oils, I stopped using the turpentine and the harsh chemicals. I'm just using friendly soaps for washing, oils and paint. But still, there's much to do. Yes, it is. It's a way of expressing themselves, telling their stories, their mothers, their ancestors' stories, and it's taking women to many places through art. For example, in my case, I have worked with international companies, international galleries, all through my art. And it was an easy way to explain my heritage, my traditions, just by showing a painting without me speaking even. It's just what I produce with my brush. I've been painting since I was a kid, and I always had this dream in my head that I want to be an artist when I grow up. Back in the days, there were no art studies in our universities. We did not have academies to teach art. So I really had to learn from scratch. I used to watch cartoons, basically Japanese anime, and I used to have my sketchbook, and I'm just copying what I see, trying to learn. As I grew, I read a lot of books, art books. I did a lot of courses online. I traveled to do many courses, but most of my work is self-taught. The color palette that I use, the figures and everything, I learned them all from scratch. I'll tell you my inspiration. The artist that really inspired me since I was a kid, maybe 7, 8 years old, it was Hayao Miyazaki. He's a Japanese artist and film director. He produced so many movies. He's still producing movies like House Moving Castle, Ponyo, and so many. You can just Google them, and he was my favorite. He's still my inspiration. I still watch his movies, his TV shows, and they still give me inspiration.